It is the 41st millennium. Mankind battles for survival across the universe, besieged on all fronts by the heretic, the mutant, and the alien. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. One faction of Space Marines stands amidst the chaos, the mightiest of the Emperor's warriors, and a beacon of light in the darkness. This legion, the 9th Legion of Adeptus Astartes, the Blood Angels.
Good afternoon / good evening. Welcome to the weekly Army List show. I already seen a couple of comments in chat that make a very good point. So the Codex is in the wild now, if you weren't familiar with it. I believe it's been leaked everywhere. It's on the Facebook page. It's on, I've seen it being leaked in Discords and stuff like that. So I think this might be last week that we will review lists that are old lists. Like, we'll just draw a line under it. And we're going to start thinking about what we can do with, like, Liberator Assault Group and the Lost Brethren and the Descent of the Angels detachments, or whatever they're called. So I think we'll review these lists. We'll maybe make some suggestions on these lists, how they could be modernized for the new detachment, or detachments, plural. If you want to submit your list for a future show, and it would be great to get some submissions with the new points, and I know they might change, but it doesn't hurt to start theory crafting. They probably might not change too much, right? So we'll draw a line. Anyone that's... I think there's only a few lists that have been submitted that I haven't got to. So there's maybe a handful of lists, like 2 or 3 people. So I implore you, I'm sorry if I didn't do your 2 or 3 lists that you sent in. We're doing 5 lists as normal tonight. And next week I'd like to start working on lists using the new units and the new points and the new loadouts. And really on these lists tonight, we'll probably be making suggestions on how you can change them to the new loadouts. My plan for this week, or this next couple of weeks, in terms of the videos I'm going to be producing for the channel, are all about, like, let's do the sexiest combos in the new Codex. Let's do the strongest detachment in the new Codex. Let's do, like, my first army list in the new Codex. Like, let's build... I mean, that's what the channel's going to be focusing on, is, like, lots of content around the new book. So, yeah, I'm also desperately trying to get to 1,000 followers on Facebook, which apparently is impossible to get to for me. So if you get 2 seconds and you haven't liked the Facebook page, I just put it in chat. I'd really appreciate it. 1,000 followers would be really important. It would help me a lot, and I can't get to 1,000. So if anyone gets 2 seconds. Volkmar says, hello, first time here, came over from Reddit. Hello, Volkmar. We are live every Sunday night, about 8 PM. We go over 5 community-submitted army lists. We give opinions on how we can maybe improve them. I might not be always right, but chat's here, and chat will keep me right. So good evening, chat, and everybody. Nice to see the regulars, and nice to see all the green names as always. You guys are super appreciated. So, yeah, I think the first thing I'm probably going to do is, because I've already figured out a few pretty lethal combos for Liberator Assault Group. So I'm probably... I keep getting that detachment wrong. Is it Liberator Assault Group or Liberator Assault Force? I can never remember. It'll be easier once the Codex is in front of me. Obviously, I pre-ordered the Codex yesterday, same as all you guys. So, Liberator Assault Force, there's already some wicked combos in there. So I'm going to do a video about some of the most wicked combos that you can use out of that. And then... let's build some Liberator Assault Forces and then take it from there, right? Voidshade is super keen for Liberator Assault. Hello, Jim. Hello, Jason. Nice to see you, Krychek. Hello, Marius. Marius is finally starting Blood Angels. And so how many models do you have at the moment, Marius? You just have Dante. And you got the pre-order box coming, like, next week. Sorry, I'm, like, really congested in here tonight. So if you hear me using the stupid nose thing, it's just... Okay, it's no longer a leak. Official NDAs can now talk about it and review the Codex. Yeah, I know there's been a lot of videos out already about LAG, lag. Is that what we're calling it? Is that officially what we're calling it? Uh, I have your list up for tonight, McFatson. So don't worry about that. But yeah, after tonight, I'm guessing like no. I think let's just start looking at new lists from the new book. I think there's probably enough lists out there in the wild for what I guess what would be Sons of Sanguinius and what is no longer for this world. Like there's almost no point me giving advice on lists that have 10 power fists in them anymore, because that's not going to be a thing, right? Ryan's still calling it Sons. Oh, well, I'll call it Lag. Okay, let's go with Lag. Right. Okay, so let's start with Future Cultist. Future War Cultist. Okay, it's like something out of Terminator. That's a good point. The new Terminator series comes out on Wednesday on Netflix. I really hope it's good. Wednesday is Judgment Day. Remember at the start of Terminator 2 when she's like, August 28th, 1997, Judgment Day. I'm pretty sure I thought it was August 27th. I'm sure it's like 28th or 27th. We get the new Terminator series coming out for on Netflix. I love the Terminator. I have all like 6 movies or whatever. Sorry, distracted. Future War Occultist. That's what set it off. We have a chaplain on foot, and chaplains on foot might actually be getting a lot better with the new lag detachment because of the ability to remove the battle shocks, right? So lots of angry guys. Yeah, we'll call it lag. Lots of angry guys. I like that. Then when you die, then when you lose, you can just blame it on lag, like video game players. Perfect. We've got a chaplain with jump pack and a chaplain with jump pack ×2. So this might almost be one of these new Death Company detachments if he's running 5 chaplains. Linus says, love your channel. I'm a new Blood Angels player as well. Look forward to your content on the new Codex. Welcome to the channel, Linus. It's always nice to see new faces. Welcome to the channel, and we're here every Sunday night live. And we're usually live every Wednesday and Saturday, and then there's usually a new video every Friday. So I was going to say there might be a couple extra videos in the next couple of months, depending on how I break down some of the new detachment videos, and I might do an unboxing of the code. There might be some bonus stuff, I guess, with the new Codex. Alright, so we've got Death Company Intercessors ×2. We get Death Company Marines with bolt pistols and power fists ×3, 5 of them. We got Death Company with jump packs ×3, and then we get 3 squads of 5-man Sangre Guard. Oh, this is a pretty crazy detachment, pretty crazy list actually. 3 impulsors, 3 chaplains with Death Company on foot, 2 chaplains with Death Company jumps, another 2 Death Company jumps for more fun, and then 3 Sangre Guard. Yeah, I mean, this is a crazy detachment. Would it work well in the new... The problem I think I have with that Death Company detachment is there's no rules in that Death Company detachment for generic Blood Angels, right? Everything specifically says, like, you have to have Death Company models. All the stratagems require you to be Death Company and stuff like that. So you can't really do that detachment and throw 3 Sangre Guard in there unless you're happy with them getting nothing or getting no bonuses. Hello, Ardeen. Good evening. Hello, Pete. New sub 2. Thanks, guys. There has been, like, I have had, like, 1,000 subs in the last month, which normally I only get, like, 200-300 subs a month. So I guess there is a lot of new players coming. I will make some content based around new Blood Angels players, how to get started from the new box and stuff like that. So that'll be coming as well. So welcome if you're new. The way this normally goes is at the end of the show, once the live stream's finished, if you want your list on the next week's show, you just put it in the comments. Okay. So there will be some quirky Death Company lists with the new Codex. I don't necessarily think this is that good a list in the current Codex, and the reason that I don't actually think that's good is because I feel like Sangre Guard have to be led by somebody. I think Sangre Guard aren't a great unit in 5s. They probably need to be, like, at the current edition, they need to be running 10. I doubt we'll see many squads of 3-man Sangre Guards in the new Codex. I mean, maybe, but I'll be proven wrong. I just can't imagine. Yeah, here's a good question then. Let's ask chat. Are you running Sangre Guard? Like, chat, how many people have we got in chat? 66. If you guys get a second as well, please hit a like on the stream. Are you going to run Sangre Guard in squads of 3 or 6? Let's see what chat says. Alright, I can't imagine that we're going to see all that many squads of 3. If I was going to be running them, I think I'm definitely running the squad of 6. A list like this with this many chaplains and Death Company is kind of quirky and a bit fun, but I don't think it's going to be very competitive. I don't think Sangre Guard without leaders are very competitive, especially not in little groups of 5. They don't get played very often. I mean, triple impulsor is nice, 5 chaplains is nice, but you've got no scouts, you've got nothing durable beyond the impulsors. Death Company aren't the best units for doing actions because obviously they need the chaplains alive. So I don't know how to critique this list, Future War Cultist. What I can say is I'm going to be building a detachment. I'm going to be building at least one list for the Death Company detachment. I forget exactly what it's called. I'll have to find all the pictures that have been sent because I got sent tons of leaks by Ryan and others last week. The Lost Brethren, right? So I haven't actually figured out what a Lost Brethren list should look like. But I'll start with your list. Maybe we'll start there and try and build this into something competitive. So I think you've got the makings of a Lost Brethren list, and I think Lost Brethren is going to be a hard list to actually build because I don't think many people. I just think it kind of sucks that everything just requires Death Company and there's no other choices. But yeah, I suppose as it stands right now, how would I improve a list with? I'd probably make it 110 Sangre Guard and add Dante in rapid ingress that unit. And then I'd probably lose some of the Death Company intercessors or the Firstborn Marines. Unfortunately can't go in the impulsors, can they? Yeah, I mean, I guess with the changes, you could. If this was me running it, I'd probably look at adding something like some scouts or some jump assault intercessors for scoring and or outriders. I think there are 3 of the great scoring units that we have in the Codex at the moment are jump assault intercessors, outriders, scouts, impulsors. Like they're 4 units that all cost like less than 80 points and all aren't priorities for the opponent to kill and can do actions, right? Okay, so 41 people voted. 87% of people said they're going to run Sangre Guard in 6s. So someone do the math. I think that means like 37 people said that they're going in 6s and 4 people said we're going in, or 5 people said we're going in 3s. So yeah, I think the 6-man Sangre Guard are going to be much more popular. Afternoon, Phil. Afternoon, Blazecast. How you doing? Lost Brethren feels more like a fluffy crusade detachment. Yeah, I think it's going to be really difficult to have an effective Lost Brethren detachment, William. And one of the reasons I think that is those sort of rules that make units stronger when they're not at full strength are not the greatest kind of rules. Because, like, if you do get, like, that turn 1 charge off or something with the Death Company, they won't be hitting that hard because you don't have any rerolls because you're all at full strength. And you can't use your stratagem because you're all at full strength. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure I like the Death Company detachment. The other 2 seem much more as an option for me. I think Death Company are better in the new Liberator Assault Group, Pete, is what we're calling it. We're calling it LAG for short, LAG. So if we do get beaten, we can just blame it on the lag. But this is a fun Lost Brethren list, that's for sure. Okay, let's move on to list number 2 for today. And this is you, McFatson. Thanks for always being here. Thanks for all the super chats. Thanks for supporting the channel. Right, we've got a 2000 list. Maybe it's the last for the pre-codex. The codex is coming. The future is uncertain. Now is the time of memes. This list was made for 3 reasons. Saying farewell to the old favourites, showing that Blood Angels have a ton of Firestorm capability, Flamers are cool, and most people should run them to be cool. Okay, I mean, this last point's pretty controversial, but we've called it Hot-Blooded, and it's a Firestorm. We never see Firestorm, so good for you for trying it out. Captain of the Jump Pack with a Hand Flamer, a Chaplain on foot, and a Chaplain with a Jump Pack with a Hand Flamer. I honestly didn't even know the Chaplain with a Jump Pack could equip a Hand Flamer. 2 Impulsors and a Rhino. I was going to say, one bulb, you bigged this list up. You bigged it up. You're like, oh, this is going to be so cool. You've got 1 Ball Predator. Where's the other 2? No. Unless you've got double Redeemer, you've let yourself down here. We've got a Ballistus Dreadnought. We've got the Death Company Dreadnought with Flamers. We've got Death Company Marines on foot with Flamers. We've got Death Company Marines with Jump Packs with Flamers. We actually have Infernus Marines. Red Hot would have been a good name as well. More Infernus Marines, wow. Infiltrator Squad. We were talking about Infernus Marines last night on stream, and basically people were just like, should we sell them on eBay? Why are we keeping them? League of Angry Gentlemen is a good name for the new detachment, yeah. Infiltrators, Scouts, Vanguard Veterans, with Flamers. The tactics is, look, I know this list does bad against Knights, but come on, man. They made the choice to build, paint, and play Knights. That's bad enough. Let's have this. I was going to say, your Flamers get +1 strength from the Firestorm detachment when you're within 12 inches, right? So, I mean, at least your Flamers are strength 4. Yeah, I mean, it's going to struggle into Knights. You can get +1 to wound as well, though, for Firestorm. So 10d6 Flamers into Knights with +1 to wound isn't the worst thing in the world, is it? What is it you get for being within? All your weapons get Assault. Yeah, you get to add 1 to the strength. And you do get a stratagem that gives you... Oh, you can get Dev Wounds again. The stratagems are expensive, though. You can tell these are early codexes, because like the new codexes, every stratagem is just 1 CP. These early codex charge you 2 CP for potential Dev Wounds on the Flamers. I feel like do you know that's something that we've been sleeping on, guys? And I only thought about, like, so I'm starting to think a lot about the new detachment and about what units we could actually put into the new detachment and would be good. And one of the units that I think I've been sleeping on for a while, well, I've not been sleeping on, but it completely fallen off my radar, was Assault Centurions, right? Because they weren't very good in Sons of Sanguinius. Well, in the Lag detachment, we get Advance and Charge, right? So Centurions' biggest problem is they're slow, and they need more attacks. Well, they get more attacks, I guess, and they get Advance and Charge, and they hit strength 12 with twin linked, and they have flat 3 damage, and they have sustained 2 against monsters and vehicles. So if the Death Company can't beat up vehicles anymore, and we kind of know they're not going to be able to because of the lack of power fists, some people are talking about bringing in lots of Terminators. I find your lack of Ball Predators disturbing. Yes, I think the lack of Ball Predators disturbing as well. But the Centurion Assault Squad could actually become interesting again for Blood Angels, just because they were pretty interesting in Gladius, and in Gladius you didn't get the additional attack. Because it's 9 attacks. So it's 12 attacks in Sons of Sanguinius. 12 attacks if you give the Sustained on them and use Oath of Moment. You get like 4 6s which proc into like 10 extra hits. Advance and Charge makes Centurions interesting? Yeah, I think so. I haven't fielded my Centurions since ages, I guess. But they are something that seems like it could be interesting if there's a way to deliver them. Okay, so flamer wise then, Ball Predator, Death Company Dreadnought, and then a crap load of hand flamers. What, 20 hand flamers, 30 hand flamers, and 10 Furnace Marines. I mean, it sounds like it could be fun. It sounds like if you played against like Guard, and it's not mechanized Guard, you just flame everything and you just win the game because everything dies to flamers. You might struggle into tough, high armored enemies. I mean, you do have 40 Power Fists, but that's not long for this world. You do have the Death Company Dreadnought, who's also not long for this world. You do have the Infiltrators for the backfield. I mean, I think it's quirky. I feel like another Ball Predator 2 might have been cool, but yeah, I mean... Yeah, a singular Ballistus Dreadnought, I get why you put it in there, so you've got some Strength 12 firepower or some D6 long-range firepower. But, I mean, I would run 2 Ballistus Dreadnoughts for sure over 10 Infernus Marines. I don't think the Infernus Marines add much to this list, what with, like, you running around with everything else having flamers. Or even a Gladiator Lancer. So you've got a Lancer and a Ballistus Dreadnought. The two of them targeting the same target could actually do quite a bit of damage against some sort of armor piece. I think there's probably a diminishing point of return. If you've got 30 hand flamers, and they're all on jump, or 20 of them are on jump pack units, and 10 of them are on a unit that's advancing in a Rhino, I don't think you need another 10 Infernus Marines. A Gladiator Lancer would probably be well suited to do something around that. The thing is, I don't think we're going to see the end of the Ball Predator. If anything, the Ball Predator got better, right? It's unlikely the Ball... Like, I know you said this list was supposed to, like, show some of the best Blood Angels, say farewell to old favourites. I think we're still going to see the Ball Predator. Outriders and a Chaplain. Can't wait to try that 20-inch then charge is cool. Oh my goodness, I never even thought. Outriders get an auto 6 advance, don't they? Outriders don't move 14th though, they move 12, right? What? Do they? Have I been giving myself two less inches with Outriders? I could have sworn I thought Outriders only move 12. Please tell me they don't move 14. Yeah, okay, phew. Because I was going to say, if I'd been to a tournament and given myself 2 less inches with Outriders, I was going to be pissed at myself for not reading the rules. But yeah, I never even thought about Outriders. I guess they can move 18 inches and then advance... Well, because their advance is an auto 6. Huh. Not many people run Outriders. Not many people run 6 of them. The Ball Predator got better? Yeah, the Ball Predator did get better. We'll see it more. Torsen says, I'm a newbie here. Are Stern Guard of any use to Blood Angels or only useful running Gladius? I would say Stern Guard are not that useful, Torin. I've been actually using my Stern Guard to convert them into Death Company bodies because I like the capes and stuff. Like, if you look at the old Death Company models, you know, like... whatever you would call them, the Firstborn Death Company. Like these guys. They always had like loincloths and shit. And like the Stern Guard, the new ones, all have these loincloths. So I've been converting I've been using the whole body piece. And I've been putting on like Death Company shoulder pads and helmets to try and make them more Death Company. Just because like I'm a bit bored that the new Death Company don't have, especially if you've ordered that new box that came out. The new Death Company in that new box are very generic, right? There's no I was going to say there's no loincloths or anything like that. They're just generic Primaris bodies. So I feel like if you've got a set of Sternguard, try and find yourself some chainsword arms, some power fist arms, some bolt pistol arms, convert them. I've been working on it. I actually have a video coming out tomorrow about a bunch of conversions I've been doing with third party prints, and I took a bunch of photos today. You know what? I've got them. I'll have them in my iCloud. Give me a minute. I know this is like a crazy tangent from army listing, but hold on. I'll show you because I put them all. They're all in my iCloud. So yeah, this is the new models that I've been converting with third party bits, to make them feel more Blood Angels, right? Like, so this is like a Sternguard body with like third party. That's a third party plasma pistol, third party shoulder pad, third party hand power fist, third party chainsword, third party eviscerator, third party helmet. And I wanted to see how these things looked sprayed, right? So here they are sprayed black. I sprayed them black earlier today. I think they look great, honestly. I'm not sure how well you think that they look in these photos, but when I had them up close and I was taking these photos, I thought they were looking really sick. So I just wanted to spray them to show that, like, once they're sprayed, if anything, they just enhance the, like, I don't think these feel out of place in any way, shape, or form. I just sort of feel like they enhance the models that are there. And it was a little bit raining today, so that I would sort of took a risk on the spraying. But I think on this guy's feet the paint was on a tiny bit too thick, but I needed to get it done. So yeah, I think they kind of look sick, right? So lots of third party pieces here. So that's what I would use a Sternguard for, yeah. Yeah, so I think we'll see the Ball Predator. I think you could improve this list with losing some of the Infernus Marines. I don't think they had much when you already got that many Flamers. You're already likely going to overwatch with one of those units with all the Flamers, so what do the Infernus Marines really add? I've been rolling with 2 Redemptor Dreadnoughts and 2 Brutalis. I'm hoping I can swap out the Brutalis for the new Death Company Dreads in terms of point cost, says Ice Cream. I don't know if the Death Company Dreadnought's going to be as good as the Brutalis, Ice Cream, because I think competent players are not going to shoot at it. And I think it's got the same problem as the Tactical Warsuit. Right, the Tactical Warsuit has a rule where it's like, if it's shot, or if a Phobos unit shot within 6, it can shoot back. Well, everyone just chooses not to shoot it. So I think good players will, unless they can kill it from full health, right, they're just not going to shoot the Death Company Dreadnought. Like, unless they got a tank, like a Gladiator with lots of las cannons or something, they're not going to shoot it with bolters and let you get 8 inches additional movement towards them. They're just not. They're just going to choose a different target. So I don't think the new Death Company Dreadnought is going to be that strong. Maybe I'm going to be wrong and it's going to be super strong. Maybe you have to run 3 of them and they become super strong, but I'm not convinced on the new Death Company Dreadnought as it stands, I guess. If they don't shoot it, what advantage does it give the player? Well, it means you don't get a special rule, right? Which is like you get to close the distance between the enemy. It does have a feel and the pain of a 6. So I guess you have to... The thing is, like, I was kind of thinking about this, like, you're going to move the Dreadnought somewhere probably where it's getting cover, right? So the second they shoot it, are you going to give up the cover for the rest of the turn to get closer, and then all their other guns can shoot you? I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting, I suppose. If experience tells me anything with a Tactical Warsuit, is no one plays them, because if it's a rule that your opponent can just flat out abuse to stop you getting that rule, then why would they not abuse it, right? It can't fight on death anymore, the Death Company Dreadnought. So if they've got a reasonable amount of good combat, they just let you walk forward, they never shoot you, and then they just charge you and kill you. I don't know. Alright, Cow Wata. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Everybody that's new, normally every Wednesday night I have a battle report on this channel. normally what happens with those battle reports is I use them as experimentation to build my tournament lists, and then I eventually take the list that I have iterated across from like 10 weeks to a GT. I'll basically be starting that process again because like I just finished that process. This time around I actually won the GT, which was pretty cool. First time I've ever won one. But yeah, so I'll basically, I guess I'll start and we'll build out a Blood Angels list that is 2,000 points. And I already have some ideas about what that's going to be. And it's going to, my list's probably going to be drastically different to what everybody else is thinking about because I just make my list in a bubble. I think the thing that I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with a repulsor, which I think most people do not use. I'm going to start with Dante and 6 Angry Guard inside the repulsor. If my math is correct, that gives them a 35-inch turn 1 threat range. So I'll start there. And then I'll build out a 2,000 point list and I'll start playing it every week, every Wednesday night on the channel. And I'll iterate, 1 unit in, 1 unit out, 2 units in, 2 units out. I'll try everything because I always do, like, especially with all the new units, it's worth trying them. It's worth trying Astaroth. I know what Lamartis does because I've run him a lot. But Astaroth's got a lot better. I think it's worth trying Centurions again. Sure, it's worth trying that new Brutalis Dreadnought or the Death Company Dreadnought. Maybe not at 220 points, it's not worth trying. But, yeah, we'll try them all. And we'll iterate towards the strongest list as we can go. Have the Death Company gone up in points? They've actually come down in points, but they've lost a lot of their weapon options, right? I play a Warsuit at times, the Scout 8 in the move 8 charge first turn, then die. Yeah, I mean, Warsuit... But here's the thing, the Warsuit's special rule has very little value, right? Flamer Aggressors are worth a look. Do you know what? Aggressors are something that I haven't played for a very long time now. And aggressors are twin-linked power fists, which has a lot of reliability in it. And they get a good number of attacks, ever since they improved their weapon skill, right? Because for some reason, aggressors used to be WS4, and they made them WS3. So I think it's 4 attacks per aggressor. Yeah, the Repulsor is a vehicle that's underrated, and it got a points drop, so it's worth a try. And I think it's certainly worth a try with Blood Angels, where anything can advance and charge. So you move the repulsor forward and then advance and charge any unit you want. I mean, it's nice that it fits Dante and 6 Angry Guard. That's really convenient. Because normally jump pack units are 10s, and 10s don't fit inside a transport, but a 6 and a character does, Aggressors are... Apparently it's not going to load now. We'll come back to aggressors. I'm pretty sure the 3 attacks each, weapon skill 3 up. Because they used to be 4... They used to have a weapon skill 4 up. Okay, so Whata, I'm just going to say Whata, I don't know how to say your name. Alright, so here's a list, nothing special. I like the Librarian with the Infiltrators. I was playing at a lot of armies as indirect, and it keeps my backfield safe while allowing me to string them out as much as possible. I was going to say, indirect fire got nerfed a lot, though. Inceptors and Scouts do scoring things. Jump pack Intercessors do that too, or just grenade then charge. Ball Predator as a bit of a decoy piece and an Overwatch threat. The Vindicator coming in from Strategic Reserve. Just hopefully blast something and then take focus for the next round. Lamartis and 10 and Deep Strike as well. And 1 more 5 and a Chappie. Double Lancer. This sounds like a very armor heavy list. Wow. Can't justify a Redeemer anymore, unfortunately. I'm not too familiar with Prior Nexus. I haven't gotten the cards yet. Even though they were pre-ordered. I believe they just came back in stock this week, which is a bit annoying. Love to hear your thoughts and love the channel. I remember when I found you when my baby was born and we were in the hospital learning how to look after a little human. I'm still learning how to look after a little human, to be honest. I've got 2 of them. Sons of Dad, cute. Okay, hold on, there's a super chat. Hello, Commander, I'm completely new to Warhammer and your videos help me choose Blood Angels to collect. Appreciate the help. Welcome, Carson. Look at that. Another brand new person. Yeah, we've had like I said, at the start of the stream, we have like 1,000 new subs this month. So there's a lot of new Blood Angels players coming in. I assume that a lot of the new players will have bought the box that was on sale this weekend. I know a lot of places already sold out in the box. So if you didn't get... Do you know what? Games Workshop in the UK had the box. Because I was curious. I looked at it earlier today, actually. Because it was still there on the front page. Yeah, order yours now. So here in the UK, apparently it's still available. It's not out of stock yet. It just is available out of stock. So I assume a lot of people are buying this box. And from the box, they're going to want to know how to build their first 1,000 points, 2,000 points Blood Angels. I'm aware of that. I'm going to make a video on that. Probably advise on how I would take this and build it into a strong starter army. It's one of the videos I know I need to make in the next couple of weeks. So I think the box comes out on the 7th. So I'll see if I can get the video made before then for sure. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. Really nice to see new people, and do appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. John's been waiting to get back into the hobby for a long while, knowing that this box was coming out. Yeah, I think a lot of people were, and a lot of people also didn't want to buy firstborn models when they knew they might get put to legends and stuff like that. So, how much of a price increase do you think Jump Assault Intercessors will get because of us? No, I think, here's the thing, a lot of people already have a lot of Intercessors. Right? Like, I already have... I think I already got like 30 or 40 Assault Intercessors. Probably an even split, like 15 with jump packs, 25 or 20 without jump packs. So I think a lot of people will buy this box and put these Intercessors on eBay. Is this damn page working yet? Yeah, okay, look, aggressors. Yeah, so aggressors for Blood Angels. 4 attacks per guy on the charge. They are strength 10 with twin linked. There could definitely be some plays for aggressors are a good squad man as well. And do you know what? Aggressors that fight first are hella scary. Very scary. I'm trying to remember because we have an enhancement that lets us once a game fight first, right? You can't attach a character Centurion. That's a tough unit to charge, even if you don't have the +1 attack and plus strength from the Red Thirst. If the enemy charges your aggressors and you're fighting once, that's 18 power fists with rerolls to wound. That kills a lot of stuff. And that's before you even factor in what character you've got leading them. They can be led by the biologist to give them lethal hits. Or they can be led by a captain who is somewhat strong. Yeah, maybe we'll see some biologist lethal hits. Who knows? I think the new Codex has certainly given us options. Okay, sorry, I need to get back into this list, right? We've got a Chaplain with a jump pack, ×2. We've got Lamartes, and we've got a Librarian and Phobos armor. So, Assault Intercessors with jump packs, ×2, great scoring unit. A Ball Predator, shut down infantry. 10 Death Company Marines with Infernals and Power Fists, they'll be the Lamartes. 2 5-man Death Companies, Infernals and Power Fists. I guess they will be with other 2 Chaplains. This is a decent list at this point. Double Gladiator Lancer for anti-tank. Inceptors. If you are running Inceptors, I really don't rate the Bolters. I've run the Bolters myself. I think you want the Plasmas. There's a few units that I guess the Bolters will be better at, but then there's some units that Bolters will be completely useless against. I took Bolters and I ran into Chaos Knights at an event, and they can't do... Bolters won't do anything against the Knights, whereas like the Plasmas, I guess, will statistically still wound 2 or 3 times, so the Plasmas could do like 4 damage against the Knights, the Bolters will do nothing. I think the Bolters will only wound Knights on 6s. Yeah, because they're just T5. Sorry, they're just Strength 5 against T10. You've got the Squad of Infiltrators, you've got the Scouts, you've got the Vindicator tank. Okay, let me think about this for a second, because to get the most out of Sons of Sanguinius, at least my... Like I said, when I was iterating through my army over the last 6 months, when I finally decided to commit and put like 12 or 1300 points of melee, like 1,200 to 1,300 points of melee, because the Sons of Sanguinius is like +2 attacks, +1 strength for melee. When I finally committed and did that, that's when my win rate went through the roof. So like if I'm looking at the list here, we've got a Vindicator tank for 175. We've got Inceptors, that puts us up to 305. We've got 2 Gladiators, that puts us up to like 625. We get the Ball Predator, 750. I mean, you've got Infiltrators that are not really a combat unit in the Librarian. So yeah, the 2 Jump Assault Intercessors is 160, 400, 800 plus the characters. So maybe you have enough, but like, I really want to think what my tournament list had in it. Unfortunately, I don't think I've got it built on my phone at the moment, but I've got most of it. Hold on. So I had like...
I have awoken.
Can Brutalis replace the Gladiator with Advance and Charge? I mean, it's different, right? Yeah, maybe. Maybe this list is just teetering. Like, I don't know if I feel like a Vindicator tank is the best addition when you already have 2 Gladiator Lancers. I feel like they kind of do the same thing. Which makes me think like you would have been better with another melee unit. Be it Van Vets. I mean, the Inceptor is also the other one that I'm kind of... Like, I would probably take the 305 points you spent on the Vindicator and the Inceptors. I mean, you could take 10 Van Vets and the Sanguinary Priest, right? You could Rapid Ingress them as well. That might be better. Sorry, there's another new player just mentioned over on Twitch, actually. Don't usually get that many viewers over on Twitch, but thanks for hanging out. The main place I am live normally is on YouTube. I put a link to the YouTube channel in the chat, so if you're watching on Twitch, please subscribe on YouTube as well, because all my pre-recorded content only comes out on YouTube. None of the pre-recorded stuff comes out on Twitch. Okay, so Commander, another brand new player here, got the old patrol and got my pre-order for the Death Company box as well. Do you think it's worth getting the new patrol for the Captain, the Sanguinary Guard, and maybe throw in a cheeky Dante? Yes, I think if you don't have any Sanguinary Guard, the new patrol box that has 6 of them will be useful. Having 10 more Assault Intercessors on top of the box that we were looking at earlier is probably overkill in terms of Assault Intercessors. I think a normal Blood Angels list is unlikely to run more than 10 Assault Intercessors on foot and 10 with jump packs. I mean, you might add some Death Company on top, like 10 Death Company with jump packs as well, maybe even 20. But so like, you're probably never going to want to go over 40 Assault Intercessors. I don't think you can fit more than 40 in a list. If we go back to like my tournament list at the moment, it's probably going to have 30. So, but having the Sanguinary Guard, if you don't have them, yes, it would be good. And Dante is a great character to lead the Sanguinary Guard. I just won a tournament with Dante and the Sanguinary Guard. I actually kind of love Dante leading the Sanguinary Guard, because if Dante's leading the Sanguinary Guard, the +1 to hit that he gives them kind of lets you use Oath of Moment elsewhere. So it means another squad, another unit that needs Oath of Moment can have it. I mean, Dante can take it as well, don't get me wrong, it's pretty cool hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s, that's really, really reliable. But I think hitting on 2s with a Sanguinary Guard is usually good enough to give you that flexibility. And in my list, the flexibility basically meant like I could Oath anywhere else I need on the battlefield. So a really weak unit that would normally not kill an enemy was able to get Oath of Moment, because I don't need it on Dante and the Sanguinary Guard, right? So that's one of the reasons. I know a lot of people like a Captain to lead the Sanguinary Guard for the additional strength. That's good too. Free Stratagem is good too. But I like the flexibility of being able to put my Oath of Moment elsewhere. I think there was another question from someone else that's new. Maybe I missed it. If there's a burning question that I didn't answer, please just put it in chat again. Okay, so I think this list... Yeah, I think the Vindicator and the Infiltrators could replace both Sanguinary Priest and 10 Vanguard Veterans. But then that wouldn't really be valid with the new Codex, right? So that's where the confusion's going to come. So yeah, this is the last week we're going to talk about current lists. I'm going to try and... this week I'm going to be digging into the new Codex because it's all out in the wild. Everybody's going to have their new Codex. Not next weekend, but the weekend after. Joe, I'm actually away next weekend to see it for a friend's birthday. So if I'm away, maybe we'll just not do a show next Sunday, and when we come back on the 8th, that'll give some people some time. I was going to say there's a good chance that I'll probably be hungover on the Sunday and feeling bad. So yeah, I think I'll just do the next show after tonight on the 8th, and we'll just start looking at new lists, right? So that gives people some time to theory craft, and I'll have a few videos out before then. The captain will matter less with the strength 6 and Carmite Blades. He will, because his +1 strength won't be as good, but a lot of people like the free stratagem, and you're going to want lethal hits, or you're going to want lance on the Sanguinary Guard most of the time, I would imagine. So, yeah. But thanks for the list, dude. Once you have made some changes for the new Codex, send me another list. I do think 2 Gladiator Lancers is a good fire support for Blood Angels. I actually think that, like, fire support like this might become even more prevalent now, because in Vanguard Tactics we were talking about this morning, or when I watched this video this morning while I was working out, they were saying that, like, gone are the days of being able to blow up enemy transports with infernal pistols, right? That's one thing that we could do at the moment. You could jump those 10 Death Company forward, you could shoot a transport with 10 infernal pistols, you could blow it up, you could charge what's inside. That's gone. So fire support for Blood Angels might be even more critical than it was before. And that might be a change of thinking for some people. Because you're never going to blow up a Rhino. Like, what do Death Company have now? Like 6 bolt pistols. So that would be maximum 6 damage. 2 plasma pistols, maximum 10 damage. 2 melta pistols, 20 damage. But you're never going to roll... Never going to be able to do more than like 6 or 8 damage to Rhino, even if you have the perfect shooting phase, I feel like. So, yeah, fire support for Blood Angels, like double Lancer, or in my case, like you guys know I really like Predator Destructors. I've run the Ballistus Dreadnought. I'm going to be running a Repulsor. These sort of things are probably only going to be better now, or more important for Blood Angels, right? Is there a chance that Sanguinius comes back? I think if he was going to come back, he would have done it.
$6.90 via Super Chat. Had to reboot and I missed my list LMAO. But is it reasonable that Firestorm can still be my white whale dream to chase in the new Codex?
Can you still run Blood Angels as Firestorm? You just really hate the new detachments, Big Fats, and thanks so much for the $6.90 Super Chat. I do appreciate it. You don't have to think like a Red Ultramarine. I think Games Workshop have doubled down on giving us speed. They've basically given us advance and charge on every detachment. So we've lost a lot of melta pistols. We've lost a bit of combat as well. I think it's just going to be different. Ultramarines haven't been competitive in ages anyway, have they? Right as I say that, Marius is in the chat. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen... Ultramarines were competitive in Gladius at the very start of the edition. That's because, I guess, Codex creep. When the Space Marine Codex came out, Gladius was very strong, but then they nerfed it before. Like, they had Desolation Marines, they got nerfed. They had the Aggressors, they got nerfed. I think they had something else that got nerfed. Three Balls and 3 Brutalis Dreadnoughts. Yeah, the Brutalis Dreadnought's way too expensive. I don't know if I rate Firestorm. I guess that my main thing was, if you're going to be running Firestorm and you've already got 30 Hand Flamers, I don't think you get any value out of 10 more Infernus Marines. Infernus Marines also feel like the lowest common denominator because they're just AP 0. Like, you already got a crap load of AP0 with the hand flamers. Why do you need more AP0? Have another Ballistus Dreadnought, or have a... Hell, even have a Brutalis Dreadnought. Just don't have 10 Infernus Marines. I don't think... All my Infernus Marines are on the sprue, and I think there's a good reason for that, is because I think they're one of... I think Infernus Marines are in the club with Suppressors, Reavers, and all the other units that time forgot. You know, Games Workshop are removing data sheets, but they don't remove any of the data sheets from the crap Primaris models, that's for sure. Okay. Elrask. Okay, we've got a Sons of Sanguinius list for list number 4, and we are starting with Lamartas in reserve with Death Company. We've got the Blade Guard, Judiciar, and Company Heroes and a Land Raider. Land Raider are going to move up main route of attack with the Ball Predator's close protection. Tried this out in a friendly game against Sisters. Worked out quite well. The Ball Predator used the Land Raider together. Kind of works like a Redeemer. Land Raider was a big target, but soaked up a bunch of damage, and the Predator and the Ballistus picked up tank after tank. There you go. The Blade Guard of the Company Heroes moved up the middle. That's what I was talking about. Like, Blood Angels are probably going to need something that picks up enemy tanks. And there's good choices for that, I think. Captain on foot. The Captain on foot for the Blood Angels Captain on foot is going to be a friggin' monster, by the way. And I'm going to do a little bit of a video on him soon. We've got the Captain with the Jump Pack. We've got the Judiciar. And we've got Lamartes. We've got the Assault Intercessors with Jump Packs times 20, a 10 and 2 5s. We've got the Ball Predator. We've got the Ballistus Dreadnought. We've got the Blade Guard Veterans. 6 of them. We've got the Company Heroes. Company Heroes are super underrated, by the way. I think they're such a great unit. You've got Death Company with Jump Packs. You've got the Land Raider. You've got a Predator Destructor as well. And double squad of Scouts. Okay, this is an interesting list. A lot of AP3 in the new Codex. Mephiston, Dante, the Sanguinary Guard, the Sanguinor, the Captain, and the Sanguinary Priest. Yeah, I like the fact that they gave Sanguinary Guard AP3. I think that's going to be really meaningful. Because I think when they're attached to Dante, that's going to be a lot of attacks, right? You get 5 per guy, so it's going to be 39 AP3 attacks at AP2. So yeah, I really like Dante and the Sanguinary Guard. I think 39 at AP2 is pretty great. Sorry, 39 at AP3 is pretty great. So I'm very much looking forward to giving that a try. And I think Sanguinary Guard will be fieldable. Maybe they'll feel super expensive at 50 points per model, but I think they're probably going to be fieldable even if they stay at 50 points per model with the Codex. 10-man Terminator with Chaplain, 10 Power Fists, and extra strength, and the +1 to wound from the Chaplain. If you're going to run a leader for the Terminators, you should run the Librarian. He's the best leader by far for Terminators. I did a whole video on... There's like a video called like the best character to lead Terminators with Blood Angels, Toxic Monster. So just search that on YouTube and you'll find my video. Okay, so the 15 Assault Intercessors, 20, sorry, the Blade Guard, the Ball Predator, the Ballistus, the Company Heroes, the Death Company Jetpacks, Land Raider, Destructor. Yeah, I mean, this list feels like it needs a little bit more punch, honestly. You've got 6 Blade Guard. You got 10 Death Company with Power Fists.
War Thunder donated $5 via Super Chat. John, running my LR Redeemer takes center objective, but what to transport?
Well, there's lots of choices now for the Land Raider Redeemer to take center objective. I mean, the big choice is going to be... I mean, before it was like you could do Blade Guard with the Judiciar and another unit. So that's a choice. The video is Terminators and who to lead them. Yeah, probably. It was made like a couple of months ago. Like we were talking earlier in the stream, saying aggressors could be a potential. Centurions could be a potential. Company heroes are definitely a potential. That's the thing. Blade Guard and company heroes, both led by somebody, both fit in a Redeemer. If you get to center board with a 5-man company heroes led by a captain, and a 6-man Blade Guard led by a Judiciar, that's and the Land Raider Redeemers there as well. Yeah, like good luck shifting that in melee. War Thunder, thanks so much for the $5. You're always supporting the channel. It's much appreciated, dude. Yeah, that's kind of what this list has, right? The company heroes on the Blade Guard, the Ballistas, the Baal, the Jump Intercessors, the Death Company. I feel like I would just like, for this list to be, for me, I feel like I would like one more combat unit.
I have awoken.
And I guess what I mean by combat unit is like probably a Death Company. Could just be a 5-man. I think I'd be okay with a 5-man. But Death Company with like some Power Fists or whatnot. Jump Assault Intercessors are fine, but I feel like their combat is usually pretty anticlimactical. We get 20 attacks with chainswords and we get like 4 attacks with Power Fists, but there's no rerolls there, and sometimes I just don't feel like it's weight attacks enough. Yeah, I don't mind Jump Assault Intercessors. I just don't think they are half as good as Death Company, I guess. Astartes Party says, I'm very worried about Valrak. Why are you worried? What have I missed? I haven't been keeping up on the latest Valrak drama. I think I last watched him like a week ago. Kevin says he feels okay about the Codex. We'll find out the combos. Kevin, I've already got some combos. I'm going to be starting working on videos tomorrow night for the new Codex. I'm going to be starting just brainstorming everything, figuring it all out. But there are some wicked combos in that new Codex. I think the one combo that it's possibly the most broken is the Blood Angels Captain combo. And I don't know what Games Workshop were thinking. Maybe they were thinking it's because it's once per game, it's okay. So I'll make a video on that and like his statistic damage output. But yeah, I think the new Codex is going to be fine. I think the fact that it gave us advance and charge on every unit is huge as well. Because like I think there will be, like, the threat range we can get on turn 1 is crazy now. You know, like if Land Raiders have been a bit of a popular army or a bit of a popular unit, if you're willing to start like a jump pack unit inside the Land Raider, so they can disembark 3, then jump 12, then advance D6, then charge, and then another unit that's deployed in your backfield just jump inside the Land Raider and get driven forward. So I think we've got like some serious Alpha Strike potential back. And that's one of the reasons Dante might become very mainstream again. Because Dante inside a Land Raider or a Repulsor with 6 Angry Guard, even if you roll a 1 on your advance, because they disembark 3, then jump 12, then advance 1+1. You're 18 inches forward, even if you roll a 1 on your advance. So if your opponent's on the front of the deployment zone, 24 inches away from you, at that point you need a 4 to make the charge, so you've got turn 1 charge potential on anything that's deployed at the front of their DZ. I mean, it's not Forlorn Fury, but I would guess a 4-inch charge is a pretty reliable charge. I haven't worked that out for a while. 4-inch charge, output 2d6 at least. A 4-inch charge is a 91% chance. So if you re-roll that, as in, like, let's say for some you failed, so it'll be 100 minus 91.67 times 0.9167 plus 91.67. So a 4-inch charge is actually 99.3%. So you have a 99.3% chance, and that includes rolling a 1 on your advance, of hitting enemies that are 24 inches away. I mean, at the moment, it's just very unlikely. Could they screen the chaff? Yeah, but they could screen the chaff. But I'm talking about only rolling a 4-inch charge and only rolling a 1 on your advance? What if you roll a 6 on your advance? What if you, like, it's also the mind games. People remember as well, jump units can fly, they can charge right over the top of other units. So, and here's the thing, you don't even need to do that turn 1. Turn 1, you could just drive that repulsor with the 10 Sanguinary Guard 10 inches forward. Hide it behind a cover. Or hide it behind a piece of terrain. Then literally you're saying in turn 2, I can charge any of your units on the battlefield. Basically. And I'll get an alpha strike on them. Unless you can kill that repulsor, which is toughness 12, 16 wounds, that I parked behind that piece of terrain. 10 inches forward from my deployment zone. Okay, I just think that this list could benefit a little bit from more one jump Death Company unit or something like that. Raul joined a little while ago, and I do not know if it was mentioned, are Vindicators still relevant with us? I mean, Vindicator tanks are very powerful. Their biggest downfall is their 24-inch range. So if you've got good ways of dealing with their 24-inch range, or working around the fact that they have crap range, because 24 inches is kind of crap, because if you deploy your Vindicators behind cover, because you don't want them to be shot off the board turn 1, they're usually only going to be able to move about 4 inches closer to the enemy, because it's going to take you like 5 inches to get out of the cover you hid them behind. So that's the biggest problem with Vindicators. And that's why Vindicators are really strong in Gladius Task Force, because they can advance and shoot. So you can call like Devastator Doctrine, and every Vindicator can move an extra 6 inches, and then they're very good. It's not like they're a bad tank, they're just better in Gladius Task Force. I went to a tournament with Gladius Task Force, did alright. And so I tried, in that tournament list, I had double Vindicator. So I tried to make Vindicators work in Sons of Sanguinius. I just preferred to run Predator Destructors. They felt like they were more reliable for me. Just the 48-inch range kind of made my life easy. A Starter's Party says, I thought the biggest indicators of Vindicator, they won't be in the game too much longer. I mean, we don't know that. We don't really know what Games Workshop are planning for Firstborn tanks. We'd like them to be in the game for longer. Okay, let's look at list number 5 for this week. Yeah, so if you've been building a list using the new detachment or anything like that, or you're going to build one when the new Codex comes out, then that's what I want to look at next week. I want to be done with the old lists, I guess. Just because any advice I give on them is almost going to be made mute. So, from this point forward, I guess we'll draw a line under Sons of Sanguinius lists. They've been fun. There's plenty in the wild. If you are desperate for a good Sons of Sanguinius list, if you head over to my channel and click on playlists, if you click on playlists, there is a playlist called Competitive Army Lists in 10th edition. You can click there. Greetings, friends. Today we're doing obviously. How many is there? There's 10 videos. Most of these will be different detachments. This is an Ultramarines one, but lots of different Space Marine detachments. That Iron Storm detachment, Sons of Sanguinius, Leviathan, that won tournaments. So if you're desperate for a list right now, you can view this. But I guess it's going to be made null and void in like 2 weeks' time, right? So now let's look at this last list. An idea for a Librarian Dreadnought list to send him out with a bang. Yeah, I wanted to include this list because it'd be nice to send him out with a bang. He's taking it to a GT on September the 7th. Good luck. It'll probably be the last time you'll be able to ever play Librarian Dreadnought, possibly. I don't know if it's... I know it's not meta in any way, but I would like to get 5 games with the boy in before he's gone forever. Tech Marine was just because I had 55 points to spare, nowhere I could put it. And I could stick him with the Librarian Dreadnought and heal him when he inevitably rolls a 1. Or, yeah, he gets shot. Yeah, okay. The Chaplain with the jump pack ×2, Lieutenant with combi weapon, and a Tech Marine. You got 10 Assault Intercessors with jump packs. You've got 10 Assault Centurions. Interesting. I don't know. Sorry, 10 Assault Centurions, that'd be crazy. 6 Assault Centurions. I don't know how you really get 6 Assault Centurions into melee with your opponent, right? Because they don't fit in any transport. So you're going to teleport them with a Librarian Dreadnought and try and make a 9-inch charge? Ugh, risky, but okay. 3 5-man Death Company, all with Infernal Pistols and Power Fists. It's good. 2 small squads of Eradicators. 2 Gladiator Lancers. A squad of Infiltrators, Librarian Dreadnought, and the Scouts. This is not a list that's going to get all that much value out of Sons of Sanguinius, right? I guess the Centurions get value out of Sons of Sanguinius if you can get them into melee with the enemy. I think realistically it's going to come down to, can I make a 9-inch charge after I teleport the Centurions, which is it's a low probability. A 9-inch charge is, even with a reroll, is a less than 50% chance. So that's why I don't love it. I think the Librarian Dreadnought is a stronger Dreadnought for moving a shooting unit than moving a combat unit, which is a bit ironic because we're a combat army, but I guess it's not really going to matter with Librarian Dreadnought being gone. The 55 points, I guess, giving the Librarian Dreadnought plus healing them isn't the worst idea. You could always take Voidsman. Or are they more than 55 points now? I'm not entirely sure with the new datasheet. How many... Has anyone seen the new Imperial Agent datasheet? How many points are Voidsman now? I love Assault Centurions, but I don't think they're long for this world, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean... I think the Assault Centurions probably need to be in a transport to get the most out of them. It makes the most sense that they're on a Land Raider, but they can work out of a Repulsor. The Blast on the Vindicator doesn't work well with a melee army too. I never really had problems using the Blast on the Vindicator. Usually I would use the Vindicators to kill enemy armor because it's hitting at strength 14 and most enemy armor is less than that, so you wound them on 3s. The idea is to put the Centurions into position to threaten the mid-board objective, and then the opponent has to come and try and take them. They could counterpunch. Yeah, I suppose until you play Knights, and then the Knights move 14 inches, and they just eat your Centurions alive. And Knights walk through terrain now, which is pretty annoying. Or at least, I don't know if Imperial Knights can do that, but Chaos Knights certainly can. We don't see 6 Centurions all that much. I guess if you've got points for Fight on Death, that might not be too bad. Double Lancer is good. Double Eradicator in Sons of Sanguinius is usually not seen. If you already have double Lancer, it's usually that's kind of where they draw the line under fire support. 15 Death Company and 3 5s is somewhat decent. Jump Intercessors is also decent. I think you've got such a points investment in the Librarian and the Centurions, which makes it hard to change. Yeah, because like the aggressors plus the biologists plus the enhancement is a little bit more expensive than that, but I do think that's probably still better. I heard MSU Imperial Agent Squad specifically got points nerfed to avoid cheese. Did they? It was FAQ'd. I just haven't looked at it. Give me a sec. Let's look at it. They probably made them expensive so people can't take them. Was it that broken? I don't think it was broken. Like a unit of Voidsmen just because the scouts were too expensive. Whatever. Voidsmen. Voidsmen at arms are what? Oh, they're still 50 points. There you go. So you could still take Voidsmen at arms. They're not the greatest unit, but they're a scoring unit. Imperial Knights can move through terrain as well, says Trevor. Thanks, Trevor. How you doing, Kraken? Thanks for tuning in. We're right at the end of the show, guys. There's a new video coming out tomorrow about the Crimson Lords. That's all the stuff that I've been doing, the conversion work, which I'm just showing on screen briefly. So that video is coming out tomorrow night, probably about 9ish. I showed some of the pictures earlier in the stream. I just need to add those pictures and add like a tiny little voiceover at the end of the video. So I'll have it out about 9 tomorrow. The top points are for agents' armies only, were they? I thought it was... Did I get that confused? Did I look at it backwards? Whiteman. I thought this was... every model has the Imperium keyword. Oh, they made it 70 points. And they made it one extra guy. Ah, I see. Okay. So there's nothing cheap anymore. Oh well, great. I don't really think a squad of Voidsmen was having that much. Do you remember when you used to take the squad of Servitors for Space Marines? Was that really changing the game? Was that really like, oh my god, taking 4 Servitors for 30 points? That's too good. Okay. Yeah, so I think I will say Blood Angel's biggest strength is speed. I've said that for a while, like our biggest strength is speed. That's why I'm probably okay with this Codex being more about everything gets advanced and charge, everything is fast. Yes, we lost the Melta pistols. But my experience usually tells me Melta pistols are really unreliable, right? The amount of times I've shot like 8 Melta pistols at something and killed like 1 model happens all the friggin' time. I spoke to Gav actually. Gav was playing a Blood Angels tournament recently, and he said the same thing. He was like, after the tournament, I really felt Infernal pistols were too swingy, and he would have taken all hand flamers next time. And I was like, yeah, Infernal pistols are pretty swingy, to be fair. Which is funny because they used to get full rerolls to hit as well. They always felt swingy. So, yeah, I mean, good luck at your event. It's tough, man. You've got the Librarian Dreadnought and the Centurions are like 470 points, and I just think it's going to be very difficult to get 470 points worth of value out of them. For example, like in my tournament, I put Dante and the Sangre Guard, 10 of them into reserve every single game. That was 430 points. But because I was willing to pay the 1 CP for Rapid Ingress in every single game, then it was basically I would guarantee from good Rapid Ingress play, and I mean, I think on the channel I've showed all those games and I've showed where I Rapid Ingressed every time. I would get the swing is the fun part, says Francis. Well, having used the Librarian Dreadnought before at a tournament and needing to roll a 2-up to get like a top finish, I don't know how much fun I think there is in that. Maybe. I feel like in every single game, or in 4 of the 5 games, I got like 400 points worth out of Dante easily. In a couple of games he was MVP, and in the one game that I couldn't get a good Rapid Ingress with him, he still scored me a bunch of points. And the 10 Sangre Guard were still able to like tank up and do a bunch of stuff that I needed them to do because of their speed. So if you got 10 Sangre Guard and Dante, I would be willing to trade that Librarian Dreadnought. But then if you've never played the Librarian Dreadnought, I get that. You want to play it in a tournament before it gets Legends. That's a tough call. Just be smart with those Centurions then. Try and use the Scouts to prevent... The Scouts are a unit of jump assault intercessors, need to be placed in front of the Centurions so the Centurions can never be charged. Because the last thing you want is the opponent to charge the Centurions and kill a bunch of them. Then your Centurions aren't getting their charge bonus, then your Centurions are already weaker. So I often talk about, like in my list, I had units of Scouts and jump assault intercessors and outriders that I don't mind giving up if it protects other units. So protect your Centurions then. Once you've teleported them wherever they need to be, protect them so they can't be charged by a knight that moves through terrain or something like that. So you do the charging, you take the engagements on your terms, if possible. But yeah, good luck. Thanks so much for dropping the list. So that's the end of tonight's show, guys. Thank you so much. There's a new video coming out in the Crimson Lords tomorrow. I'm going to have other videos coming out all about the new Codex in the next few days. I'm undecided if I'm going to be live on Wednesday, because I feel like if I was going to be live to play the new Codex, I need to build a new list. Maybe this week I'll just focus on getting a few extra videos out, and then we'll aim to get back to the tabletop next Wednesday. I still won't have the new Codex next Wednesday. That's annoying. But at least then I'll have done a bunch of theory crafting. I'll have done a bunch of videos on it, and I should be fairly up to it. So, is there no last hurrah for Seth? I mean, I played Seth like 2 weeks ago, Ryan. Right? He won the game. We won. Do you know what? I'm going to build that new character, who is basically Seth, if not better. If I'm correct, he can have 11 attacks with sustained 3, right? So that's the next video that I need to build. Or that's a video I need to build this week. Are you Gabriel Seth in disguise? Maybe we'll use a thumbnail of like Eminem with the real Gabriel Seth. Please stand up or something. I don't know. Should we submit speculative lists for the new Codex? You can. Yeah, after the stream ends, by all means. Start submit. Maybe wait a couple of days, or because I'm not gonna do a stream next Sunday actually, just because I've got a birthday party on Saturday night, and I'm probably gonna drink a copious amount of alcohol. So I am painting with Seth. I'm painting a captain as Seth. Yeah, I've been doing that. He was in my... I opened a pot of corn red. I've never used that red before, Marius. So I am doing that. And I actually organised a crap load of models today. So I basically, like, I've got like 4 drawers, and I put like... what did I do? I put like I prioritized each drawer. Like, this drawer is like stuff that doesn't really need to get done right now. This drawer should be getting done right now. And I've got some time off work now. I've taken a few days. The week. I think I've taken a few. I think I might have actually taken the wrong days. Because I wanted to take some time off after the new box set. I think I took the 4th, 5th, and 6th off. I need to change that. I'm taking some time off after the new FOMO box comes, because I want to make our Astaroth, I think, straight away. Get him, because we all know what Lamartis does. We've all played Lamartis. I don't think anyone's really been playing Astaroth. So I want to play the new Astaroth. I think I will run him with 10 Death Company, see how he does. Run Dante with 6 Sangre Guard, see how he does. And then add some fun fire support in, something like that. Cool. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for the super chats and memberships as always. Do really appreciate it. If you get 2 seconds before you leave the stream, please hit the like button. Keep an eye out for the Crimson Lords video tomorrow. They are opening their Kickstarter campaign tomorrow. If you want to get any of the bits that I've been showing on like my last 4 or 5 streams, that'll be where you get them. And if not, then I'll see you at some point this week. I'll try. I think I'll make a video on that 36 attack character as soon as possible. I'll have some other stuff coming out as well. So, cool. Have a good evening. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.